Hey, Mark here, and I have a really fun giveaway for you. If you live in the greater Atlanta area, I have some passes for the new anime, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, the movie, Tears of the Azure Sea, which is going to be arriving in theaters on May 1st. And if you live in the greater Atlanta area and you're near Fayetteville, the Cinemark theaters out there, let me know. I'd love to give you tickets to this movie. There's a lot of buzz around it, and people are really excited. So just shoot me a message and let me know if you want a ticket to the movie. You got to live in the greater Atlanta area, and it's in Fayetteville, so just let me know. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, the movie, Tears of the Azure Sea, arrives in theaters beginning May 1st.
Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me, Megan Hoffmeyer.
Sarah Newark, DJ Valentine, Billy Business, and Brandon Peters. This is Andy Boeses. This is Nathan Leahy. It's David Cross. It's Jake Fluid. Norbert Morvan. It's Lisa Leahy. Joey Lewandowski. John Levingood. Professor Mike Dillon. Nick Riak. Niall Moore. Adam Youngblood Hunt. Eric Hoffmeyer. It's Johnny Nunn. Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who might have over 500 ties. It's Nick Riak.
I don't want to say 501, but we're closer to 501.
What's realistic? Well, tell me, how many ties do you own?
I bet if I looked in my drawer right now, I think 5, maybe 6. And I wear more frequently like 3 of the same ones over and over again.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd say I have about 23.
Okay. That's a lot of ties.
Yeah. I mean, they add up.
They really do. You've also had a kid for longer than I have, so I'm sure the Father's Day ties are already rolling in.
And I had a teaching job.
That too.
I had teaching, so I had to wear a tie every day. And, sometimes you just got to dress up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I'd say 23. But in this movie, The Forbidden City, Alfredo's, okay, we're going to talk about the kitchen fight in this movie. We love this movie. This movie,
very much.
Gabriele Mainetti's movie is wonderful. But Alfredo's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Can we agree on that?
Unfortunately, a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, listen. So Annabelle had, he's the worst. Mr. Wang, not great, but just Alfredo. He's like, I found love. I'm gonna sell my restaurant and I'm gonna leave my family. Like he's yeah. Alfredo's not great. This is yeah. I love this movie.
There's a lot
happening
in the movie.
You know what's funny? That's why I think my brain short-circuited right there, because this is an action film. This is like there's a lot of beautiful kung fu. There is family drama.
Yep.
There's gangster drama.
Yep.
There's a love story.
Yep.
There's a lot of cooking, a lot of pasta.
Yeah.
There's secondary, third characters. There's henchmen. There's secret apartments. There's Roombas.
There's some rom-com elements.
There's some rom-com out. There's lies.
Yeah.
I mean, there's stabbings. Someone gets hit with a fish. It's a lot of a movie, but I kind of love that though, because, I read a lot of interviews about how this movie was made. And like, I think no one really everybody who made it, even like Paulo Carnera, they're like, the cinematographer, it's like, how do we make a Italian martial arts film? And I think they did it right because they kept aspects of the melodrama of the gangsters, and then they tossed in some gorgeous action with Yaxi Liu, who's just wiping people out. So it's a really interesting dish that has a bunch of ingredients that turns out to be very good.
Well, I think in any other movie, instead of the action sequences we get, those would be musical numbers or montages. But instead, they were like, you know what? Let's just really up the ante, and we're going to fight in order to progress the plot rather than sing a song about it.
And so I was watching this movie. I didn't quite know what it was about. My friend, Professor Mike Dillon, who joins me on the podcast, shot me a message. He was like, hey, you've got to watch this message. So I emailed the cool people at Wellgo USA. They sent me a screener. They sent me the Blu-ray.
Nice.
And I knew nothing about it. And when that kitchen fight comes up, when she uses roses to beat up Chippendale, I was amazed. The red dress fight, the warehouse fight, even just the tripper, like when they're riding around Rome on the moped, Nick. Yes. I've been to Rome a couple times. People are really honking at them because those roads are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And
And to do it at night too. And typically that's a scene that they do during the day. But to
yeah,
be so confident in your film, confident in these characters, and given the situation that they're coming out of, what better time to look at Rome than at night, getting honked at?
it's just such a, I don't know. I This is a movie where, it's 2 hours and 17 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
but it flies by. And I was watching it with my wife, and she was just a big fan of the film. She was totally into it. And at one point she said that Marco Giallini, she's like, he's making a meal out of this, and that's kind of appropriate in a movie about restaurants. I don't think she meant the pun, but he's just there, and it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. And you know what I like too is, I'll let you talk soon, Nick. Good to see you. You're a great man. I'm a big fan of all your shows, and you're a wonderful human. Great beard. Excellent man. But I also like that. I don't know Enrico Borello. I don't know Yaxi Liu. I didn't know who Marco Giuliani is, or Sabrina Ferilli, or I didn't know who these people are. So I enjoyed just witnessing these new characters engaging in eating and combat.
Yeah, it was nice to when a character or someone was on the screen to really feel that character and really feel that person. Because, like you said, I don't know who these people are. I've never seen them for the first time. So this is truly like judging abilities based on abilities. It's not like, oh, they pulled in, so and so for a name, for a draw, and then you're kind of judging the film based around that. It's everybody coming together, just doing the thing. And some of these characters I felt like I had seen in other films before. I hadn't, but there was such a screen presence about them. There was such a warmth to an extent about them that I was like, oh, I know this character already. And it's like, no, you don't. Here's some adjustments to the plot and why you don't. But also this actor, I'm like, I kind of want to see more of their films now. If this is who they are in this, is it a typecast kind of role where international audiences are kind of in on some other kind of joke, and us American audiences, we're kind of catching up and figuring out like, oh, Sabrina Ferilli, she's a typical mom character on a sitcom somewhere. Now I got to go see that sitcom and see if that's what she's about, or look into something like that. And more to your point, Yaxi Liu, I'm like, I got to find out more of what she's doing because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm loony for Lou.
She's awesome in this movie.
Yeah.
I know she was the stunt double in Mulan. That was one of her big roles. And so, what's kind of nice about her too is you can tell she has a stunt background in this, because they can leave the camera on her. When I like how they call her Chow Mai, which is kind of funny, but they can leave the camera on her and she can carry these action scenes.
Yeah.
And I just love that. And also too, this is going to sound like a weird comparison, and because I'm just not versed in kind of traditional Italian cinema. I think a lot of people know about the Italian cinema of the 1940s and kind of what came from that. But I think like French cinema as well, like maybe French action films or French horror films, they always combine a theme in there. There's always some sort of like, under Paris, they're talking about this sharks and the amount of money spent on the water and just hunting, and they tackle various themes. And Infested, they're talking about spider infestation in a kind of suburban large apartment complex where it's not the rich. They're kind of talking about the spiders, and they make these action horror films, but they also combine kind of what's the word, human elements or issues in there, because they're not just going to make, say, a Texas, they're not going to make Friday the 13th out there. They're going to combine some elements. So I like when this one, it's like, hey, we could just be a straight up action film about a sister looking for her sister who has been human trafficked to Italy, and she has to go full Liam Neeson's on people. There's no time, just murdering people. But then you have like a love story, another love. You have a dad who just loves his son. You have who doesn't like his dad, and it's a neat combination of things. You also have things on human trafficking. You have the exploitation of immigrants. Like this is a lot. This movie's a lot.
Because and part of you wants to say the word. It's not a parable. It's not, and it's not like there's an analogy there, but there's just like a lot of deep truth to it. And like you said, there's this family drama at the center of it. There's these romantic and rom-com elements to it, and there's these action elements to it. But it's also like looking at human trafficking. It's also looking at like what love is and what people do when in love, not just one of those like, oh, I'm going to fight for this person or fight for that person. It's like, no, I'm going to sell everything and,
Oh
and
man.
and you are my person now. And what does that breakdown look like? And not only that, but you also get like this breakdown of what it looks like to other people as well, because there's a couple, I don't want to say twists and turns here, but there's a couple reveals, a couple turns that kind of change your perspective and shift your perspective and definitely throws back on you. What would you do in this situation? Would you react like this character? Would you act like this character? So there's a lot of things that this film does, all while maintaining really high quality, really great cinematography. It's the film is beautiful to look at through and through.
Yeah.
It's well acted. There's no parts that kind of drag. The moments where you have actors kind of chewing the scenery or just focusing on them, yeah, it could be taken as that, but they're really like moments that we're studying these characters and figuring out, oh, here's a person seemingly sitting in their underwear playing the piano, right? Okay, yeah, they're goofy. Or what does that tell us about this person? Does it tell us that this person wanted more out of life? That this person wants this love and affection and he can't seem to find it from anyone around him? Like there's a lot to this film and it sticks with you too. Like it doesn't it's not one of those like I watched it and I had to write, intense amount of notes to remember certain things. Like there's just moments that stick with you and I think are going to stick with you, both positive and negative. Like when they first get into that apartment, you don't know what to expect. And it's just it's a beautiful apartment. I'd be like, man, I would hang out in here. And you're not expecting it to be that way. And as you uncover these stones, we don't see bugs all the time. There's a couple butterflies that pop out from underneath of those bugs that we're not expecting. Like it's just a really, really good time of a film, and again, paced really well. I'm not saying it's brisk, but it's moving.
And you know what's interesting too? There are some stylistic moments in this film, but I think they work for the characters. So
Yeah.
there's a scene where Annabelle, Annabelle, they say his name 100 times, and I wrote the notes and I listened to it, but I keep messing that up. But the Italian gangster, he's playing his keyboard with his headphones on, not wearing pants, and he has socks on, and he's just belting out this love song.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting. He's this guy who has this larger than life persona, but he's just home alone looking little, singing on his keyboard. And that's a neat moment. Also, Mr. Wang, he like loves his kid. Like he's like singing all of his songs and just doing exaggerated motions, like, kind of hip hop motions. But even though he's a man who has murdered and trafficked and is overall chaos to the world, he just likes his kid, and his kid doesn't like him because his kid's like, you're crazy. But it's like when he's dancing to that, you can tell that he just likes his child. So it's fun. And I also like that poor Marcello just keeps getting his butt kicked by May. Like he just gets destroyed by her, and I kind of love it. Like he's not even worried about it either. He's like, yeah, every woman would beat me up, but she would beat you up. So there's a lot of little moments. Also, one of my favorite lines is he comes home and he finds his mom listening to some sad music. He's like, Mom, this is music that can make a happy man cry. Like, I love that line. That's, you listen to sad music when you're bummed, and you kind of just puts you in that spot because that's what you need. But if Nick, you're like sauntering down the street with like arms swinging, a couple like American Eagle bags swinging from your arms, you're just happy. Just that Pharrell song of Happy's playing, but then the most depressing song ever comes on and just drags you into despair. That's a good song then.
Yeah, because it kind of helps you think about that moment a little bit. Yeah, you're happy, and maybe when that melancholic thing comes on and you kind of reflect a little bit on something that happened in the past, and maybe you're thinking like, that wasn't so bad actually. You know what? This is kind of nice. You know what? Yeah, I had a bad day and I'd taken one down, sad song, turn around. But you know what? It's just one day. I'm fine. Look at me. I'm walking on sunshine now.
What if you're having a bad day and that song comes on? Is that
I'm changing it because
is that like
I hate
icing on the
song.
cake?
I think it's not even like Alanis Morissette's ironic. It's just like the universe is like, we get it.
You're driving to work. All 4 tires on your vehicle explode.
Don't say that. I just got new tires last month.
Okay. That makes it worse.
Yeah, it does.
And then you skid 400 yards off of a ramp that drops you into just a vat of tar. And then you get out covered in it. But then a chicken semi comes by and crashes, and you just get loaded with feathers. You lose your shoes. You've walked 14 miles. You have no idea where you are. You walk by someone and that song's on. Like, that's just, would it make your day worse, or would you laugh?
I think I would maniacally laugh. Like I would break down laughing. It'd be one of those like, and just like grow and grow till like tears are coming out of my eyes. Like I just truly losing it. And then you start crying and then you're laughing again because you're crying. And then you're laughing so hard you can't breathe. So you start to cry because you're scared you're going to die. And then you're laughing again because you're crying. And then I think you just pass out and sleep for a couple days.
That happened to me once, college.
Yeah.
But hey, I have a
You
question.
had a bad day, you know?
Before we talk about the kitchen fight, I just got to ask you a question.
Mhm.
In this film, there's a lot of pictures in each restaurant. So in Alfredo's restaurant, there are, well, it's Alfredo's, but then it's Lorena's restaurant. He has pictures with a lot of celebrities. And then Mr. Wang has a picture of Bruce Lee in the Forbidden City. So if you have a restaurant, you have Nick's Baltimore Chili and hot chicken restaurant. And you have photos on the wall. Which 3 celebrities do you want photos with?
Man, I didn't think you were going that route. That's a good one. I think number 1 with a bullet is Rolf from the Muppets.
Oh, okay. So you have a Muppet. A Muppet came to eat?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Or it's one of those like I happened to be out and I hurry up and got a picture with it.
No, but in the restaurant.
Oh, like they came to the restaurant.
And then you took a photo with them and framed it.
Okay. If it's that way that we're doing it, then
because Nick's Baltimore chili and hot chicken is famous. I know what Cincinnati chili is, but I don't know what Baltimore chili is.
It's just chili with Old Bay in it. Or someone might say instead of ground beef, you're putting in crab meat or something. And no, you're not doing that. That's all you're asking for is a very hurt stomach.
Yeah.
In a big bad way. Okay, I would have to say, I don't know why this is so tough, and I shouldn't just name like
I don't have 3 either. That's why I asked you first.
I'd have to, you know what? Because it's on my mind. Denis Villeneuve. He came by. He's scouting out his next movie in Baltimore.
Yes.
And then he and I talk about Dune to the point where he's like, "Can I just go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you haven't gotten your food yet." He's like, "No, you keep it." So let's see. Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, I like that.
I think I would want I would want local clout. So I'd have to go John Waters.
Yeah.
And then because I feel like he's never anywhere anymore, he just kind of randomly shows up at places. I'd have to say Tom Waits because he hasn't put an album out since 2012. He shows up randomly in acting projects. He's just kind of aloof. And I think for him to show up to get chili and hot chicken, he would say something insanely absurd. And then like people would show up, be like, "You think Tom's going to be here today?" And it's like, no. Why would he?
I'll have the Baltimore chili extra.
Yeah. Hold the magpie wings. Okay. We don't have those. We don't have those here, Tom.
Crab. Okay. So we have Tom Waits, Denis Villeneuve, and John Waters.
Yeah.
That's really good. I just for like just so someone could get the
Hipster
joke.
City right there, huh?
Amazing. I would have Cynthia Rothrock.
Okay.
I would have Chris Rock.
Uh-huh.
And I would have Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
So someone might get the joke.
Yeah, people that have been on SNL, I get you.
Well, no. Rothrock, Chris Rock, and Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
No, I know.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I was like, how did he not get that? But I would just be so pleased with myself. Oh, that's an interesting group. Who's that? Cynthia Rothrock, Chris Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Oh, nice. I'm like,
Now,
yeah.
Here's the thing about them. Are they all glammed up in fancy outfits? Or do you think it's like real casual jacket, ball cap?
No, this is like 90s rock where he still has the fanny pack.
Okay.
Chris Rock, he just came in to get, ask for directions.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just like wearing whatever. And then
so you think he's pointing at you, but really he's like, I go left when I leave here.
Yeah, I'm pointing. And then Cynthia Rothrock, just like jeans and a shirt with her fist like this.
Okay.
And I'm doing a peace sign.
A fistful of chili.
Yeah. What's my restaurant?
Ooh, okay. Hot dogs and pretzels.
I like that.
But you don't have a pretzel dog. Because you are very much a ne'er the two shall meet.
That'd be amazing. So you got hot dogs and pretzels? Can I get a hot dog pretzel? No.
Can I get a pretzel dog? No. All right, let me get a hot dog, but the bun is a pretzel that's been split. No, can't do it.
Get out. I would just have numbers 1, 2, 3, or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, the 4 is crossed out.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Because that's a pretzel dog. You're
1,
never
2, 3,
getting.
4 is scratched out. 5, 6, and then 6 is like on a piece of paper that I added to the end.
Yeah, taped on there. Not even nice Scotch tape. It's electrical tape.
So I know we're sending this episode out to some really cool people who want to listen to it, but
Mm.
before we get into the movie more, I have another question for you.
Yeah, hit me, dude.
So I have an idea. I want to make a Star Wars movie where this badass group of like women assassins land on this planet and they team up with Ethan Embry, Devon Sawa, and Sung Kang, and they got to kill this Jedi, like this Sith Lord, before they can go murder a ton of people. And it's kind of like a Rogue One where very few survive, and it's just a 90-minute chase film. It's like Mad Max Fury Road, but just they land and their missions to go up against this wildly deadly person, and most of them don't make it out alive. But I think it's a really cool idea for an economical and action-packed Star Wars film.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have. So I was watching this and I was like, you know what? Yaxi Liu would be great as one of these assassins. So what are the three kind of like action like ladies should we put in with her? Because
Ooh.
there's different sects of assassins and there's different
Yeah.
groups, and like this is just a specially trained elite force.
Well, the first one that comes to mind is Zoe Bell.
Yeah, action. Yeah, and she could do the choreography.
Yeah, and because I feel like, and that's another instance where you can leave the camera on. There's no stunt doubles here.
So we got Zoe, we got Lou, and then who else? Who else? This is
I'm trying to like. There's a part of me that wants to go, not necessarily old school, right? But I don't want like sure, it would be cool to have like Sigourney Weaver, right, or Linda Hamilton, because those are like good gets. But I want something like a little more oomph, a little more gravitas, like not necessarily Mila Jovovich, but like who's the next Mila Jovovich? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're great on their own, but I don't want them, because I feel like if one of those three were cast, it'd be like a resting on their laurels kind of thing. It would be like a role that's kind of handed to them. They wouldn't have a lot to do. I want someone that's going to go in there and be like, no, this is my movie now. And like almost take over to the point where you have to write it in their favor.
Well, what about Admiral Midthunder from Prey? She was a fighter in Legion, and then she's in Prey as a hunter. She could be good. I like her. Kim Ok-bin from The Villainess. She kills a lot of people in that movie. She's trained. This is a really weird question to ask you, but I just, Ballerina. Who was in Ballerina? Anna de Armas. She put the work in.
That you could go Anna, yeah,
And
and kind of allow her to spread those wings a little bit more.
And then Nathalie Emmanuel was in The Killer, the remake of John Woo's The Killer. She's good. She could do the action.
Yeah. Who was wasn't there a Thai film like a decade or so ago?
Chocolate?
Like called, yeah. Who was that?
Oh man. Yeah, I know this here. Chocolate.
I can't think of the name, but I feel like that would be like a good pull, because people would be like, I know her from somewhere, and then you're thinking, and then it's like, oh yeah, like
Yeah, she ripped people up. Jija Yanin.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, she was great in that movie. That movie rules.
Yeah.
We'll just add 5. I like that. But I was just so impressed with the performance in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's the physicality of it.
Yeah.
And I think just Mai's just a tank.
Yeah.
And my favorite moment that Mai has is when she's fighting Chippendale, and she's up against Chip, I would assume the smaller one, and she levels like a 10-punch combo on his like elbow, inside of his arm, like legs. Like she just works her way down his body and just sort of incapacitates him, sweeps his leg, and then breaks it.
Yeah, in the most brutal way possible.
Yeah, that's
like
my
brutal way possible.
But I love how she dismantled him. And after that scene, it was kind of great because Megan goes, if any guy complains about her beating up that guy, she's like, I'm just gonna vomit. Because she was like, she got mad. She's like I loved it. I loved her reaction to that. She got really into it. But it's such the choreography is great, and I love that scene so much. Man, she just drills that dude, breaks his leg, and she hit him with a fish.
Yeah. And it wasn't just like, it was a spinning stomp on the leg. It wasn't just like a look you in the eye and here's what I'm about to do, and then bow. It was like, let me put a little flourish, not so much that it's sassy and over the top, but so you know that I have the ability to do way worse. And then kablow.
That's good. And then like the red dress fight. I love the overhead shots in there.
Yeah, that was really well done.
And then the warehouse fight was just a good time. Like this movie, there's some very good action films, but then also it's just like a nice little love story. And he makes my second favorite moment in this movie is when he makes her just whatever's in the apartment. And she's like, this is really good. And he kind of goes, I just took what was around and did it. Like,
was like, oh, just stuff I did. And
But he was very
MBD.
pleased with himself. Well, I
Eh,
did what I had, and I had to do that.
MBDB.
Yeah, we call that the Meg special. Sometimes when we don't feel like going to the store, Megan just goes into the freezer and fridge and comes out with something delicious. I call it the Meg special. That's
If it
my
works,
wife.
it works.
Yeah. But all right, you want to talk about the kitchen fight? Or is there anything else you want to chat about?
Let me look at my notes.
What about the trade to the throat? That guy had it coming.
That's wow.
Don't
Was that
mess with a
lot.
triad crime lord.
I feel like the mahjong tiles was a little extra because if I'm at that table, I'm like, look, I apologize. I cannot play at this table and touching someone else's mouth blood tile here. Like I'm not doing this. We got to sanitize.
I'm not into mouth blood tile. But you know what? If I'm in that gambling den and that guy talks that much smack to Mr. Wang about his son not liking him and this gangster beats him up, I'm not going to think anything about it. I'm like, what an idiot. Like, why would he say
what
that?
did you think was going to happen?
Like,
Who are you here to impress? I'd be immediately like, hey, I just want everyone to know I didn't like that guy. So I'm totally okay with what happened.
I get it. I would do the okay symbol, like the thumbs up, like the head nod.
Not saying I agree with the execution, but the message understood.
Mahjong blood mouth tiles. I'm glad I'm not at that table, but I get it.
Yeah. Can you imagine the other tables being like, wow, get a load of this guy?
It's like you're not even like if he didn't act on that, that would be more disconcerting.
Yes. Yeah. You have to at that point.
You have to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I that scene made me, and I also love in movies when people are like, "Are you okay?" and the person goes, "No."
Like, what do you absolutely think? Like that. There's your answer.
Nick, you've had the worst day ever. You come home just terrified, like just looking like the worst. I'm like, "Are you okay?" And you go, "No." I would be like, "Yeah, fair enough."
Yeah. Or I love when like I've had a cold for last week. Someone's like, man, you look terrible. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for telling me what I already know. Thank you.
I get that a lot. Mark, you look tired. I am tired.
Thank you.
Cool.
Hey, do you want to look outside and on the count of 3 say if the sun's out or not?
Yeah. Mark, you
Another
look
obvious thing.
Kitchen fight. You want to jump into it?
Let's jump into it. Early in the film, I counted 11 minutes, 22 seconds in.
Yeah, and then it kicks off. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, it kicks off. And all right, so what we do here is we've talked about kitchen fights before, and we have five categories. Does it use quality products? This is based on Michelin rated restaurants, and they have 5 criteria. So we're going to discover what the Michelin stars are for this kitchen fight. The categories are using quality products, mastery of flavor and cooking techniques, personality of the chef in the cuisine, value for money, and consistency of food. So we got that. So let's start with using quality products. Do you want to do a breakdown of the fight real quick, and then we'll talk about the products?
Yeah.
All right. I want to hear what you think about this fight.
I mean, just a hell of a fight. There's a lot going on. There's plenty of razzle dazzle, if you will. I mean, immediately we're starting to fight with slinging some noodles and veggies to the face. We're using, I mean, any and everything. There's hand to hand. There's cutlery as weapons. There's food as weapons. We're getting bonks from pans. We're getting something that I haven't seen done before. We're slip sliding in grease. We're not dunking people in the grease. We're dunking grease on the people. Just a world. We're getting kicks. We're getting smashes. We're getting a heap and helping of
cheese graters.
Fight. And you know what? I think I purposely forgot about that because of how aggressive and raw it looked. Man. There's a lot happening, and we get bystanders. If you look at any other film, I mean, even back to like Raid 2, they make the kitchen staff leave. They're like, hey, if you guys want to get out of here, they say it with their eyes, of course. They're like, hey, if you guys want to get out of here, people leave. But in this one, people are just on the outskirts, like in huddled positions, watching as if to be like, man, as soon as they're done, I'm getting back to work. If it's me and you, we talked about this. If in the bathroom fights again with the Raid 2, if there's a huge line of guys, I'm at the back. I'm punching myself in the face and being like, I can't go. He already got me. I'm sorry. I'm out. Like, I'm not doing that. So who's sticking around to see this mayhem? And it's swift. It's a little under 2 minutes, but it goes. Even in the moment where it feels like it's, over or even a breather, it keeps going and keeps adding. And what I like too is the score is very percussive.
Yeah.
And it adds to the fight. There's moments like in the very beginning of the fight, she again razzle daddles with noodles and vegetables to the guy's face. She grabs a hunk of meat. Here comes the guy with a knife stabbing at her, and she's fighting back with the meat as if it were a weapon. And there are times where as she swings the meat and it gets, hit with the knife, there's these like drum rolls that kind of emphasize the strikes. And at the very end, when it ends with the sizzling grease and everything, like there's these little cymbal flourishes that kind of add into it. Like it's all just very well done, beginning to end.
I love that. And
Yeah.
I also love that one guy gets his jacket caught on fire, so he takes off his jacket, and then he gets kicked back again, then his shirt gets lit on fire.
Yeah.
So you have the double there. He has 2 fire instances. Then there's another guy who we see later in the film. He gets both sides of his face smashed on a grill.
Aggressively.
So I like the kind of combination play of this. They added in some fun bits, which I really like. And also frying pans are deadly, man. And I like how oh, okay, by the way, Maya's like really good at throwing stuff. She throws a shovel 30 feet, nails a dude. Right?
Perfect. You couldn't have hit someone any better.
This is another scene, but she can throw that. And then in this one, she's using a frying pan to block knives. She throws a frying pan perfectly into someone's face. Like she is deadly. Even with the noodles, she's deadly.
Yeah.
So she is a straight up warrior. And what's nice about this movie is I just heard it was good. I didn't know much about it. I knew, it was an Italian action film. And I was like, you know what? Let's check this out. So if we're talking about using quality products, I know this is a lot, but I got to give it 3 because like everything in this kitchen, it makes sense. So she works her way down the kitchen. She gets knocked on the other side. Then she has the opportunity to work her way back around the kitchen using whatever's there. Then she gets the plates, uses those. She goes back down the main drag again. And then she does more carnage, drops the hot oil and gets out of there. So you can see how they wrote it out and how they planned that fight. And it's like everything about it, just even the meat, she uses the meat to hit somebody. She uses the cheese grater to hit somebody. And it's just a wonderful setup. And I think this movie's full of them. There's a scene where she uses a CD as a weapon.
Yeah.
This lady uses whatever she can get to murder people. Or not murder people, just hurt them. So I'm going to give it 3 out of, there's 1, 2, or 3 stars. I'm going to give it 3 stars for using quality products.
I would absolutely give it 3 stars for quality products because again, it's all of that. It's working a nice block. We're not going all over the kitchen. We're not getting excessive. We're not repeating either. We're kind of using it one and done and moving on to the next thing. You're getting a full course meal, even plated.
Yeah, she starts wailing people with plates. Oh man, I love this fight so much. All right, mastery of flavor and cooking techniques. How do we explain mastery of flavor? How do we cooking techniques? I think the camera work is gorgeous. I think that cinematographer, I read a super long interview with him and Paulo Carnera, and they just used a lot of Steadicam and just the way that he was able to move around with the fight. This guy shot a movie called Io Capitano, and he also shot episodes. Oh, shot The White Tiger, which is an incredible film. I don't know if you saw The White Tiger. It's on Netflix. But yeah, this is a guy. He also shot Gomorrah, which is a gorgeous looking show. So this guy who shot this, he's shot some gorgeous films. This isn't, this isn't like a cheap, quick money. Like I love Scott Adkins, I love Louis Mandylor, and I watch all their movies, but sometimes they're just quick and gritty, low budget films. This one has the look of a real film to it. Yeah. And it looks gorgeous. And just the way the Steadicam moves, they built all these sets in Italy. And I think if we're going to talk about the mastery of flavor and cooking techniques, just bringing a Steadicam into this and planning the kitchen out.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again. I'm going crazy, but I love this fight. I'm giving it a 3.
I'm hard pressed to not agree with you. It's definitely a 3. It's the camera. I wouldn't say it's fluid, because it's not real smooth, but it's also it's constantly moving, sure, but it's not jarring, right? It's not like a Bourne film where we're shaking all around. It's not like there's a lot of immediate cuts that take away from the impact of the action. We're moving the camera when we need to, we're cutting when we need to, but we're also allowing the action to just flow and fight. When you look at older kung fu films in the 70s, the camera was just stationary and you had your fight and you were able to watch the entire physical conversation act out. In a lot of movies nowadays, there's just quick cuts and edits, and they're really bolstering up that sound effects. You hear that crunch of a broken bone or the bang of a gun, all that stuff. But in this, they're giving you space to breathe within and allow you to experience this fight and enjoy the fight and be exhilarated by the fight. Again, it's a little under 2 minutes, but it goes. Sometimes it's like blink and you miss it. It's going and going and unfurling and unraveling, and it's just a good time. And we get some quality bonks.
Yeah,
And
we
to
do.
see good quality bonks without any extra cuts or anything to emphasize it, to allow a natural bonk, like you can't go wrong.
And you know what's nice is like having Yaxi Liu in the film. She you don't need the quick cuts because you can keep the camera on her.
Yeah.
And you talked about Bruce Lee, old martial arts films, and you, or maybe like even like Chuck Norris back then, you just could leave the camera on these people. And you know, I'm not gonna we'll just say so many different action films, they have people who aren't really athletes, but they are action heroes. And you can just feel the cutting, or you can just see the wig of the stunt person.
Yeah.
So you know, obviously you had to have some stunt double work on this one. You can't have your main star getting hurt.
Sure.
But I think just being able to linger the camera and just working on the choreography was pretty cool. Like it's it's a good looking fight. It's a very good looking fight.
It's someone that knows their instrument inside and out, and it doesn't matter what note you throw or say, they're going to be able to hit it with perfect precision. It's choreographed to such an extent that it feels natural. They could close their eyes and do it. They could do it in their sleep, unlike some of the more modern stars where it's like, okay, let's rehearse these beats and then move on. Like, let's learn these sections and then we'll just edit it together instead of like, hey, here's the suite, play it.
Oh, I love it. What are you going to get? Did you give it 3?
I did.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the next one, which is personality as chef in the cuisine. And I don't know if you've watched I haven't watched them. I need to, but Gabriele Mainetti, his other movies, like he made a Italian superhero film called They Call Me Jig Robot. And it's lonely, small-time crook Enzo uses superpowers gained after falling into the Tiber River to chase down a crazy gangster called the Gypsy. And so he made a superhero film, which I love. He made a movie called Freaks Out, which is, let's read the synopsis of this. Rome, 1943. These characters are the main attraction of the Mezze Piota circus run by Israel. Meanwhile, someone starts looking for the 4 freaks with a plan that could change the fate of the whole world. So this guy's out here making some interesting Italian films. Like he's a little bit of a maverick making superhero films. He has magic. And now he built up enough cred to go make so he said he grew up watching, you know, Hong Kong action films, kung fu films. So he got to make his Italian kung fu film. So he's made an Italian superhero film. He's made like an Italian kind of fantasy sci-fi film about like a group of circus misfits, and also sci-fi during World War II. But I like his personality in this because he seems to be an Italian director who's just, I don't know, he wants to bring fun stuff to Italian audiences. I like what he's doing.
And this kitchen fight feels so lived in.
Yeah.
It's not pristine. It's not beautiful. Nothing's put away properly. There's great lighting. The lighting in this is so natural. And I mean, all the fights are like that too. Not just this one, but the red dress, all like the kind of, I don't want to say yellowy orange lights, but you know what I mean? Like the softer lighting when there's that fight in the warehouse, that kind of very stark, almost foggy lighting to an extent. But the lighting in this, I mean, you could see the light rays coming into the kitchen. You can kind of see the hoods have this like kind of, I don't know if it's intentional or not, probably unintentional, like fun purple like vibe going on to it. Like there's all of these different parts and pieces that come together and make like this really beautiful, almost like watercolor of a fight. And we don't really get that. We tend to get stuff that's very stark, very cut and dry, and stuff that's very bright. Usually with something this kind of like dark and dingy is not the word, but with lighting a little more natural like this, you would expect them to kind of hide something, hide behind an edit, hide behind a cut, shift something a certain way. But it's just so well done. I mean, the ingredients are everywhere. Cookware is out. You can see stuff hanging. Like all of these parts and like everything has a history that's in this room. Everything that she grabs is like, oh, it didn't just happen to be there. No, it was there with a purpose. And because of
Yeah.
where she was based on the fight, that's what she's using. And I think all of that personality goes such a long way because, and I've said this before, I said it about the Raid 2, like it could have been a super cliche to just have someone's head smash into onto the fryer like that, right? And like really just sear his face on the grill. They do
Yeah.
that in this movie, sure, but they pump it down there and you see shrimp on the grill doing their thing. There's food alongside with it, and then to tenderize the other side on the bottom of a pan, like there's just added elements to it that just create this very tactile space that they're fighting in. So all day personality is a 3. All day.
Do you want to know why this another neat thing about this fight? So the
Of course.
supervising stunt coordinator on this film was Lian Yang,
Hmm.
who is the bathroom fight guy from Fallout.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he's a
Okay.
supervising stunt coordinator on here, and so, and you know, on Dead Reckoning Part 1, he was the fight coordinator. In
Mm.
Fallout, he was in it. Like, this is a guy who has been a fight coordinator in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. He has been, in Fallout. He did a lot of Star Wars stuff. I mean, this guy has been around for a long time, and he had an amazing bathroom fight, which we've talked about before. But yeah, he helped with the fights in this film, which I love. And also, the main stunt coordinator is Treyon Milanov Troy, another guy he worked on Rogue One. He actually worked with, he's been on all the Star Wars movies, all the Rogue Nation movies. He teamed up with, let me get his name back. He teamed up with, I will get his name, the guy from Fallout. He's very good, and it left my mind. All of a sudden, oh, Lian Yang. So these
Mm.
guys have worked together. You have this cool stunt coordinators. They brought in a stunt coordinator from Italy called Emiliano Novelli. He has a long history, and I think the three combined to make these are big hitters they brought in for these
Yeah.
fights. These aren't
Yeah.
little
And it
hitters.
shows. Yeah. And well, there's no little hits in this movie.
Yeah,
That's for
exactly.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, listen, and the guy who worked on this also worked on Steve Zissou and Equilibrium, which makes me
Okay.
happy, which I kind of love. I
Nice.
kind of, and he was also the stunt supervisor in Yumi and Tuscany.
Okay.
I feel like anything that comes to Italy, he's the stunt guy. So I'm looking
He
through
probably
his.
is. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, he works on War
you
2.
got to get the guy, and they just go to him.
He
He's
worked
top of
on
a
War
mountain.
2, the Bollywood film. Like that's a
There you go.
huge movie. Yeah. So if something comes to, oh, the Count of Monte Cristo TV show. Yeah. Anything comes through. He did the stunt supervision on Emily in Paris and Paris.
Emily and Perry.
Conclave. He was the stunt supervisor. Seriously. So yeah, you have the guy in Italy. You have two amazing stunt supervisors, and they put together some great fights with some good gags. 3.
Great guys. 3
I
all
don't
day.
care. All right, value for money. What do you think?
Yeah. I would say so. To me, this wasn't a big budget film, or didn't seem like a big budget film. And I say that,
16.9 million euros.
see, I don't even know what that is in US dollars, but I'm sure it's not a lot.
We can find out.
I think they were very creative with the space. They clearly took the time to build out the set or find a space that they were able to work with. They took the time to tell a story with the fight, right? It wasn't just like, we're in here, what do we do? Throw some punches over there, kick over here, grab some of this stuff. They really took their time to grab parts and elements and work their way through to tell a story in a fight. And I think it's great. 3.
3, same. And this is about a $20 million movie in the States, but it just looks awesome. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
value for money. And also too, I just didn't know what to expect. And I'm not I'm not trying to sound insulting, but like, I didn't know, like, when I just heard about this movie, I was like, cool. And even the box looks, the poster is like a little generic.
Sure.
The Italian poster is way better, but I think not knowing what to expect and just getting this and being completely floored by that
Mhm.
fight, I'm gonna give it 3. And then consistency of food. I guess what we'll say is like I think the fights consistently throughout all have
Mhm.
different personalities. There's you know what I like too. There's a kitchen fight. There's a like what do you call the everyone's sitting in the restaurant. There's a just a restaurant
Seating
fight.
area?
Yeah, seating area fight. There's a kind of market,
Like a
closed
flea
market.
market
Yeah, flea
kind of,
market.
yeah.
And then there's a warehouse fight. But they're all visually different. They all have different
Mhm.
things to use, and they all end interestingly. And I know
Yeah.
we're not doing hyperbole here because this fight rules, man. This fight
Yeah.
rocks.
It's good.
So I don't care. I'm gonna give it 3. I don't care. We're gonna. I like it. I'm doing it.
I think from a consistency standpoint, it is consistent. It elevates throughout. It's nonstop action. And again, it doesn't repeat itself. It stays consistent in the quality of material that they're using to fight with, be it knives, be it meat, be it flowers, be it plates, be it pots and pans. Like they're using everything they can to the best of their ability. Some of the things they're not reinventing the wheel, sure, but they don't have to, right? Sometimes all you got to do is just take a good piece of meat and cook it well, and you're fine. You don't need to cut it just right or fillet this or have this or that. Just get it, cook it right, serve it, and it works.
I love it so much. And also, I think the costumes are great. I like her battle outfit in the beginning. And what Susanna Mastroianni is the costume designer on this movie. She worked on Gamora. She's worked on some of, some really popular Italian shows and some excellent films. So I love the costume design in this. And her battle outfit in the beginning is very dysfunctional. And I like that about her. And even like the red dress, it's her sister. They were the same size, but I kind of liked the way that thing worked. It was like it was designed well. And like Yaxi Liu, she has like jack back muscles, man.
Yeah,
she's quite the beast in this movie. So
she kicked my ass all day long.
yeah, it would just that little hand thing she does where it's like you have your hand out and then you're like, ah! Like,
yeah,
I would just fall.
she would look at my hand and I'd be like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
And I had a bad day.
Yeah. Where are these feathers coming from?
So it's just 3. We're giving this 3 Michelin stars.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the first time I watched the fight and through the movie, I was like, man, it's going to be hard not giving that 3. Like I'm actively trying to find a reason to give it something other than a 3, but I couldn't. Like,
there's no reason not to.
Yeah, truly.
Man, this movie. I love being surprised by movies, and that's why I love I wasn't paid to do this, but that's why I love Well Go USA. Whether it's the Baby Assassins franchise, which I think Baby Assassins 3 is like one of the best action films I've watched in years. There's this movie 1% Warrior that I absolutely adore, Fist of the Condor, that they've released. They offer such a unique international offering of films. And I just love that. There's a movie called Lone Samurai where this guy shows up and he spends 30 minutes on a beach, like washed ashore on an island. Then he spends 30 minutes in a cannibal cave, and then there's a 30-minute beach fight against cannibals.
I got to see this movie.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. And I just dig how they kind of, I don't know, you just know what's going on in the world, and you can watch these films and get introduced to some really cool directors. So if you're, like, follow Well Go USA, check out their website, see what they got coming out. I mean, they're just a neat, I don't know, I like them a lot. Also, they released Prisoner of War last year with Scott Adkins, where Scott Adkins is a pilot. He's a posh British pilot, and he gets shot down on a Japanese island that just so happens to be having underground fights with the prisoners. And so it's just Scott Adkins destroying people. And the finale of it is like this plane scene that's just crazy. And I absolutely love it. So I actually have it right here. This is it, in case you want to watch a Scott Adkins movie, Nick. But yeah,
I like the artwork.
He just destroys people, and I love it. It's like, imagine that, Nick. You and I run a successful island fight scheme, and then Scott Adkins lands in the middle of it. I just let him go.
We've talked about our desert island before, many a time. And if I've trained the seagulls properly and they form this weird like mecha seagull human hybrid, I would want to test it out. Like I would want to do like the crazy experiments that I would want to test out on him. Like, can I get the seagulls to morph together Megazord style and create a huge fighting machine and that Scott Adkins can beat? Answer, yeah, he's probably going to beat that bird ass, but still.
It would be a really bad day because we've bonded with these birds.
Yeah.
And you would just watch Hank catch a spin kick and it would just explode.
Yeah.
So,
He would punch Tyler's wing clean off, and now I got to look at Tyler with just the left wing. Like
Our bird friends would hate us. Like you
Yeah.
could have just let him go. We could have made him coffee.
yeah, easily,
Yeah.
easily.
So, well, we did it, Nick. Where can people
We did it.
find you? Where
People can find me. People can find me over rabbitholepodcasts.com. 2 programs over there, Lyrical Innuendo, where Bubbleweed and myself, we take a listen to some songs, we give you our thoughts on them, as well as Play MST for me, Jason Soto, and I. We're watching every single episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Do give that a check. I'm also on occasion over at Exploding Helicopter. Check out that podcast. A lot of great movies we've been talking about lately. Wedlock being, I think, as of this recording, the most recent. So for sure, check that out.
so many. And Deep Blue Sea sometimes.
That's true. That also recently came out, where we
Yeah,
talked about
Mega Python versus
Gatoroid and
Gatoroid.
Megapython.
Oh my gosh, what a terrible movie. But I do like I Think We're Alone Now.
It was
It's a
not
good
great.
song.
I tell you what, this is a real 180 from that movie.
And thank you for joining me on this. And
Could not
guys,
be 2 different films.
check out Well
Yeah,
Go
man.
USA. Thank you, Professor Mike Dillon, for recommending this movie. Nick, you're a legend, just a bearded legend who fought through a bad day to record a fun episode with me. So thank you.
No, thank you.
So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Nick Rehack, this is Movie Sons of Flicks. We'll see you next week.